I've gotten a couple compliments tonight saying I look dapper, so Johnny, I think you look pretty good as well. First, I'd be remiss if I did not thank both the Patuo and Tran families for hosting us at this beautiful reception. Can we give them a round of applause? It is my honor and my privilege to stand here before you, in front of our family, our friends, but really in front of you, Johnny, as your best man. You know, after Johnny told me that he got engaged, these were his exact words. Yeah, Hill and I, you know, I think we're just gonna have a small wedding, maybe 50 people. We're just trying to keep it real simple. Maybe we'll do a destination wedding. Can you hear Johnny saying that? Well, Hillary and Johnny, you guys have really outdone yourself on this one. A few weeks after Johnny got engaged, he then called me to ask me to be his best man. My first and immediate question was, oh geez, are there speeches involved? Not because I'm afraid of giving a public speech, but more so because roughly 10 years ago, Johnny delivered a rousing and powerful speech at my own wedding in Dallas. So here we go. Being Johnny's twin brother, I have grown up and have the unique advantage of seeing him and his unique character and fun-loving personality. There really is only one Johnny Tran, despite what you may have seen in the Fast and Furious series. But in all truthness, Johnny and I are really different. We're like night and day, as evidenced by the many fights we had growing up. Just to illustrate, here are 3 differences. First, I'm more of the sensitive type, and I've been known to shed a tear or two in my day. Johnny, on the other hand, has a tough exterior. You would rarely see him shed a tear, but we all know that he has a soft side. So Hillary, we're counting on you to bring that out of him. Second, I'm more of a stress ball. I worry constantly, I'm always planning, always freaking about things. Johnny, on the other hand, is a happy-go-lucky type. He's easygoing and never seems to stress out. And as much as that frustrates me, it's also a unique characteristic that I really admire about Johnny. Last, I'm more of your creative type. I majored in liberal arts, and I played in our high school band. Yes, it's true, I was a band nerd. Johnny, on the other hand, is more analytical. He majored in mechanical engineering, and he played tennis. And I really don't want to admit this, but he's probably the better athlete. An odd fact about us is I write with my left hand, but play sports with my right hand. Johnny writes with his right hand, yet swings and plays sports with his left hand. Go figure. You know, in the 18 years that we've moved away from home, we've grown much closer. And really, I feel blessed to have grown up with someone that makes me better. And for that, I'll be eternally grateful. When I was thinking through all of the experiences, all the memories, all of the good times, and the bad times that we had, it was really hard for me to formulate how I could share all of this and condense it into a couple of minutes. So, being the artsy and crafty type, I have a little something that will help aid me. Oh no, someone took it away.
Don't do it, Jimmy!
So, I handcrafted and painted this box. And yes, this will be the very first wedding where the best man gives the groom a jewelry box. It says H and J, and conveniently, it matches their wedding colors. So within these boxes, there are 5 objects, and each object has a story about Johnny and I, but also each object relays a message or a theme that hopefully Johnny and Hillary can take forward in a future life together. So the first theme $50. Yes, we have $50. So the funny thing about Johnny is he used to collect rare coins and baseball cards. Yes, it's odd and quirky. When we were about 10 years old, we opened up our very first bank account. It was at First Interstate, which after a series of mergers is now Wells Fargo. So the story behind this 50-cent piece is that we opened the account with the same exact amount of money. And being slightly obsessed with money, we would constantly check the bank account. Now, one day, I don't know how, but Sneaky Johnny ended up with like 50 cents more in that bank account. I was furious. I chased him throughout the house, and I demanded that he split the difference with me. The moral of this story is that money is really a means to an end, not an end within itself. So Johnny and Hillary, if you keep that advice as you go forward. It's a cross. So we have a cross. So the story behind this cross takes me back a couple of years. Johnny was visiting me in Dallas, and he slept in my daughter's room. The morning that he woke up, he was hurled in fetal position. He was unable to move. And being Johnny, I said, stop being a big baby, let's get up, we got things to do. It turns out he had a kidney, or multiple kidney stones. And for the uninitiated, it's basically like giving birth over a 7-day period. So the story behind this kidney stone is that it led Johnny actually to reconnect back to Hillary, as he called her seeking free medical advice. Wrong field, but close enough. The second part about this story is that it brought Johnny back closer to God. Johnny started going to church again, and he decided that he wanted to get confirmed in the Catholic Church. I still remember how honored I was when he asked me to be his sponsor, and I also remember how proud my mom was when he became confirmed. Now, Hillary, I know that you are also a deeply spiritual, deeply religious person, and it's my hope that together you two will grow in your individual spiritual journeys while also growing closer together. Okay, Hillary, what do we have there?
A star with Dory, a ring.
So Hillary was watching Finding Dory with my daughters the other day, but the story behind this ring takes me back to Dallas 1 year ago. It was a cold, wet, rainy day in Dallas, and Johnny came up to Dallas. I have a contact with a diamond jeweler through my in-laws, the Pentrasarts, who are here today. So Johnny and I went diamond shopping together, it's true. We were sitting there were 12 diamonds. We filtered through all these diamonds, we were down to 2. On the left was a beautiful diamond. It was round, brilliant, and just within budget. On the right was a slightly more brilliant, slightly larger, slightly more colorful diamond, way out of budget. Now, I was looking at the left, trying to give him the eye, but Johnny looked at the jeweler and emphatically said, I want that one, pointing to the one on the right. And the moral of this story is that Johnny was right and I was wrong. Secondly, the moral of this story is that you should always spoil Hillary in things that cost money, but hopefully also in things that are free. Johnny? Cell phone. Blackberry. This is a BlackBerry Curve. Most of you will not know what this is because it's ancient. This is my own phone from about the early 2000s. The story behind this phone is that Johnny loves gadgets and phones. He's constantly upgrading every 6 or 12 months. And I'm always telling him, you're wasting money. Phones are just used to call, text, and surf the web. But nevertheless, Johnny is always getting a new phone. The moral behind this is, Johnny, use your fancy gadget, but make sure you communicate with Hillary. In my own experience, as a father, a husband, etc., communication is the most important thing to developing any relationship. Last one. A toy car. So the story about this car takes me back to 1993. My mom had just purchased her very first brand new car here in the United States. It was a brown Honda Accord in burgundy on the inside. My mom really, really loved that car. She took meticulous care of it. The story behind that car is that when I went off to college, I received it as a hand-me-down. I was at SMU in Dallas, and Johnny was at UT in Austin. That winter, we had just finished finals, and the plan was to meet up in Houston and then go to Denver to go skiing with my cousins in Colorado, many of whom are here with us today. Yes, go Colorado. Johnny's car broke down, so I had to go pick him up in Austin, and then we were going to go to Houston. When I picked him up in Austin, I was tired, so I gave Johnny the keys. 5 minutes later, we were on I-35 South heading to Houston. As we passed the light, a van comes out of nowhere, going 50 miles an hour. They were fleeing the scene of another crime, ran a red light, and we hit the car going at about 50 miles. It was by far the worst accident I have ever been in, and unfortunately, I've been in my share of accidents. The car was a wrangled mess, and honestly, we were lucky to walk away alive. My uncle too, who was here, had to come pick us up in Austin and drive us back to Houston. The moral behind this story is that it's really a crazy world out there, and you really never know what each day or each moment can bring. So here we are in this beautiful moment on November 12th, 2016. And Hillary and Johnny, I want you to take a minute and look around. There are 250 people here, and we all love you, we support you, and we want to see you succeed. We want to see you succeed in your personal lives, in your professional lives, but most of all, we want to see you succeed in your journey as husband and wife. So please reach out, grab a glass, and raise it high in the air, and toast to Johnny.
How about for a big round of applause for our best man? How about we get even louder for